Hello folks, we are just working on finishing up the Hillsborough State Park video in Hillsborough County, Florida. It's near Crystal Springs and just below Zephyr Hills. It's a pretty nice state park. We stayed there for a week while visiting Mom and my brother and touring around the Bradenton area with Mom. Unfortunately, the goal of the trip was to visit, so I didn't get a lot of time to really look at the campground because I left before sunup and I got back at sundown, and there were a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people, a lot of kids and stuff like that, and I couldn't really do videos after dark because it looks kind of creepy. So I didn't do that. I didn't do a real good job of giving you a tour of the campground, but we did do a pretty good job checking out the park on the way in and on the way out. It's a big loop circle in the park, and so we did drive around that a couple times when we left and looked at all the different playgrounds and special events and things that were going on. It's always the nice thing about leaving on a Friday or Saturday is that everything's running. You know, all the concessionaires are working and everything, even that week in the middle of winter. So we did get some major parts of the park and show you what the park has. It's a pretty nice park. It has a lot of nice stuff, and if they ever get it post-COVID, it'll be great. They have a great big huge swimming pool that they closed for COVID, and when they drained it, they found all these problems with it, and they haven't reopened it yet, and they say that they're going to have to rebuild it, so they're probably going to just put in a insert square pool that'll handle 50 people, and that's it. But they have kayaks and bike rentals and canoes to use on the Hillsborough River. It's a pretty nice little river, and you can go all up and down it. You got to bring them back to the same place you went out, and it's a pretty flat river. So no big deal there. I did do the bathroom reviews because I think that's important, and I'm gonna lose my battery, so I might have to swap this. The campsite is broken into two loops, basically. One big double loop and one little loop that I was on. It's the hundreds in the site's numbers. The big loop is the original part, and I was the second part. Let me change the battery here. We got a fresh battery. We should be able to last. We did tour the campground a couple times, and I wrote down sites that were I thought were good sites. I brought Mom out to look at the trailer. She hadn't seen the trailer. I didn't bother to go by the house. The A-liner, you know, I always parked in my brother's driveway because it was so small, but the wolf pup's too big, so I didn't take it there. When Mom came and saw this trailer, she relayed the story that when she was a student at Syracuse University, married to my father, they actually lived in a trailer about this size, only it didn't have a bathroom in it. It had a little kitchen and a big bed and a little study area, but didn't have a bathroom. So, and this is Syracuse, New York. I mean, it's just, you're talking about the winter season, and she had to walk about a quarter mile to the restrooms, the bathhouse. So, talk about days in the 40s, going to school in the 40s. We don't know how good we have it. But anyways, it was fun visiting. We had a great time. Let me give you the loops. I'll throw up a map of the campsites, the campgrounds, and the whole place. It's a really, really nice place. It's huge. It's got a real nice loop to run or bike or whatever you're doing on it. And they don't have a whole lot of rules or anything. It's run by the state, and they're pretty serious about making it good. So the only problem I had while we were there is my campsite was approximately 2 campsites away from the dumpster, and This is something about Florida. You know, they talk about the bears and everything, that it's all bear. You got to keep your food away and everything like that. But their dumpsters are not locked up. They're not hard to get into. So 2 nights, Akila and I were out walking, and we got a band of bandits raiding the dumpster and pulling out all this trash and throwing it out. And by bandits, I mean raccoons. And they were dragging it through the woods, and they're behind my campsite. It looked like a dump. I mean, it looked like they had emptied the whole dumpster. And it's like, I told the ranger that they needed to clean that up, because that wasn't anything I wanted to put up with my dog and everything else. And they said they would get on it, but it was a big mess, and I'm sure it was more than 1 or 2 nights. But anyways, the 2 loops, the double loop and the main loop, and they're separated by a little dirt road that's got potholes that'll swallow a car if you're not careful. And it's funny because the main road is a perfect road, and it's got these speed bumps that are just nothing. I mean, you can go over them at 40, I guess. But the potholes on the road in front of the bathroom and to the big loop is really dangerous. You can't go more than 5 miles an hour over those. These are the campsites I chose, being the most spacious, level, and dry campsites. As usual, we'll start at the big double loop, because that's where the numbers start. And again, these were done kind of recklessly, not as good as I usually do them. So take this with a grain of salt, but if you're going to reserve, look at the map, make sure you check your description and the pictures and all that, and before you take. Some of these are 50 amps, some of these are 30, so that's all on the website. So the best campsites are 2, 28, 42, 48, 49, 56, 60, 65, 67. And then we move over to the smaller, slightly more crowded loop, but it has a decent bathroom. Not great showers. But anyways, those sites are 84, 86, 89, 91, 98, 104, and 108. And again, if you need 50 amp, make sure you get a 50 amp site, because not all of them are 50 amps. So let's go out and I'll show you the bathrooms. We'll give you a tour of the bathrooms, and then the rest of the park, and we'll get this video edited and posted. Okay, Hillsborough State Park. This is the bathroom. This is the campground circle, which we'll get a better view of it later. Just check out we can find the entrance to the men's and the women's. Looks like they're cleaning it, so we might not be able to get into it. Fairly open showers. They do have shower heads. Real shower heads, real valves. Primitive, rustic. Outside open changing area. Boy, it's got to be hard to keep these clean with all the sand. Waterless urinals. 4 toilets. Wow. They're pretty clean. It's pretty clean. It's tough to keep anything clean in Florida. Not a lot on the ceiling, no bugs, no spider webs, no lizards. Looks good. This is the middle, and I'm told the larger of the bathrooms. And it's a little better. I showered here this morning. They have a big laundry and dishwashing area.
The only thing wrong with theirs is that while there's decent shower heads and regular valves, they had this fan right above you that's blowing on you the whole time. It might be okay when it's 100 degrees. The handicap shower only has a hand mount, so, but it's nice, it's clean. Hard to keep anything clean in Florida. Vending machines, 2 washers, dryers. Clean, nice. Clean, nice, lint-free. 2 dishwashing sinks. And this is the third and final bathroom. I think this is the oldest one, I'm told. Gotta figure out which is men's and which is the women's. If there is such a thing. They do have sinks. Men's bathhouse is closed. Used bathhouse 58. Yeah, this is the oldest. And it's a little decrepit. The women's side is open, but since somebody just went in there, I won't go in there. This is one of the playgrounds in the park. It has a lot of facilities. Picnic, playground, swings, climbing wall, large picnic pavilions. We're gonna try to go see the suspension bridge. The whole park is on the Hillsborough River, which is a pretty nice little river. It's a slow moving river with alligators and fish and all sorts of things. There's 2 bridges that go across the river. This is one of them. Unfortunately, this one was a little old and had a lot of damage from Hurricane Irma a couple years ago. They haven't fixed it. But there's another bridge that's probably a little more interesting that we're going to go see. But this is in the picnic area. There's a bicycle rack and picnic tables and all this stuff. And this is actually closer to the campground. And right here, there's a amphitheater that looks over the the river. Now, I don't know what you do here in this amphitheater. It's not a swimming area. There is a swimming pool, but maybe you fish here, or maybe they have shows here in boats or something, but I'll have to ask one of the rangers or volunteers. The park does have these little signs all over the place talking about the trees and the fauna and flora. That's pretty nice. This one's pretty hard to read on the camera. This one says wild coffee, hammocks and pinelands of South Florida share with other areas of tropical America several relatives of commercial coffee. Its beans in late spring and summer can produce a brew recognized as coffee. It's pretty cool. Okay, this is the suspension bridge that is still operating and seems to be good. Doesn't seem to shake too much, people going across it. Bounces a little bit. There are a varied number of hiking trails. This is the Barnard Nature Trail, and it's about 1.1 miles, as you can see. And it goes around some of the spots. And we are here down by the suspension bridge. All right, we're gonna try to get a shot of the boy on the suspension bridge and see how he does, because you know, prior dog Caesar did not like the suspension bridge. We got people up there though with kids. We'll wait. No, up. He does all right. Guess he does all right. That's what you get for bringing him up on the Grandfather Mountain Bridge. There is a pool and bike and canoe rentals and a poolside cafe, which is closed at the moment. It looks like the bikes and canoe rentals are open. So let's see what they cost.
All of our prices are right there. You're looking at them. Single kayaks 30, tandem kayaks 40, canoes 40, bikes are 20. Everything is 2-hour rental. Going downstream, so you can go down as far as you want downstream, but you gotta be back before your 2 hours, or if you pay extra, you can go down and be back whenever your time's up.
Well, we had a nice long talk with that gentleman, and he says that the concessionaires have just taken over recently and reopened the cafe and the rentals, but the pool has been closed since 2019, and it's probably going to be 4 more years before they reopen it because they need to rebuild the whole thing. And when they rebuild it, they're going to probably make it a small square pool instead of this. This is a really nice kidney bean shaped pool, and he says every now and then they have to pull an alligator out of it because the alligators will crawl in under the fence. The Fort King Trail, I believe, is a trail that's really long. I can't find information about it, but it goes right along the 301 road, and it's separated by the road from the road like 50 feet or so, and then there's another trail. And there's like another road, like a driveway, parallel to 301. And then there's a trail road similar to this road, 50 feet farther in the woods. And I don't know what the story is, but it looks like must be about 10 or 15 miles of trail. And I think that would be a pretty interesting trail to bike. But there's so many things at this park that I just haven't had time to really look at. But this is one parking area. It's the beginning of a fitness trail also. They have a full fitness trail around the perimeter road. The perimeter road is 2.1 miles all the way around it. And it's got a section that's boarded off. You can see it's painted off as biking or running trail along the road. So you've got kind of safe spot, and it's all one way. So if you're running towards traffic, you're pretty safe. And as you can see, there's plenty of room next to cars. Well, folks, that's all we can do on the Hillsborough State Park. We really didn't have time to do much. That last scene was us driving the wolf pup out of the camp. Our next video is going to be on a secret state park in Georgia. It's Little Ocmulgee State Park, and it's not listed on the state park reservation list for Georgia. We found it in kind of a strange way, just looking at the Google Maps real close up. And I think you'll enjoy this next video. It's a park that's fun. It's got a golf course, it's got a lodge, it's got great camping, and stay tuned for that. So thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next video. All right, bye bye, folks.